The heat is on. The heat is on. Yeah. Here are my New Year's resolutions. Uh-oh. Hands free. Hands free. Hey everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's so good to see you. Look, I'm rocking cat sweater vest. Get at me. Ooh. This was a gift from a friend, so I'm very happy for it. I've upgraded my system, as you can see. Hopefully. This is a channel where I can talk to myself with you. And ooh, I'm rusty. I took a couple, like a week and a half off for the holidays just because I really don't want to get stressed out or overwhelmed at this, especially as I am still in my early stages. But I mean, look, I got all this cool stuff for gifts. I got a new mount for my camera, a couple new lights. Again, I don't have to hold my microphone anymore. I can just, hey, we're here live. I'm still figuring out how to, wait, is it worth it to have it like in frame? What do we think? What if I get it? Oh, there we go. Yeah. Lock it up. Locked up. Don't let me out. Yeah. Happy New Year, everyone. I am filming this on November 1st. November? What am I even talking about? Happy New Year, everyone. I am filming this on January 1st of 2025. Wild. So I've been thinking a lot about just like the content I want to make, obviously. And I do constantly, also my voice is at the beginnings of this. I was shouting a lot yesterday and maybe I'm at the beginnings of getting sick. Hopefully not. But so as I'm sure you see as well, every year we see those sort of year in review wrapped up videos of people talking about their year in preparation for these New Year's resolutions that people have. And so this is my New Year's resolution video. I'm not one to typically do New Year's resolutions because I put a lot of pressure on myself to sort of get those things done, or I was looking at an old journal entry from this time, literally a year ago, and every resolution that I set for myself, I didn't do. And in fact, like flat out forgot about. So that's kind of a reason why I typically tend to avoid them, just because I put pressure on myself and then I forget about them, and I lack the follow through. So here are my New Year's resolutions. Firstly, okay, the big one that I want is having more follow through. So, okay, we're here. Hi, how are you? Sit down. Do you have your coffee? I did, if you can't tell. Setting goals and I think goals and resolutions are different, because a setting goal, you can definitely do that like SMART goal, right? Google SMART goal setting, and that acronym will pop up. And goals, I think, are different than resolutions. A resolution, I think, is a sort of mindset shift that doesn't necessarily have to be changing the day-to-day operations or doing something more, or I don't know. It feels more ephemeral, I think, or heady, and like of the mind versus of the world and of the body. Goals are great. I want to run a 5K or train for a powerlifting competition. Clearly my fitness trainer past is popping up because all of my goals. Or I want to read more, like some of these that are truly action oriented, that can have an external measurable result. And I think those are goals. Resolutions, I think, are things that just shift the way that I think, or shift how I view the world, or wanting to move through the world in a different way. And so my first resolution is I want to have more follow through. I want to set things up for myself, and I do actually want to fulfill those things. I have a really, really good habit of setting up a bunch of goals, like my resolutions from last year, and not following through with them. And so that's my goal. Number one, my resolution. number one. Have more follow through. Two is, now I'll dip into my goals. I want to read more. I want to make more YouTube videos. So my goal for 2025 with my YouTube career. Yeah, that's right. You heard it here. My career. I'm going to be a career lady now. Yeah. Yeah. Give me my big blazer with the shoulder pads from the 80s and I'm just walking in. Hey, I need those files on my desk by tomorrow. With my YouTube career, I want to make more videos. So I've been trying to do like one a week, and I think that's a really good place to stick at. So I might be doing like 1 to 2 videos per week. I want to try that and see how I can manage that. So those are my 2 goals. Read more, make about 1 to 2 videos per week. My resolutions, have more follow through, be more kind to myself, and kind in the way of saying things and telling myself things that I need to hear versus what I want to hear, and less of placating my temporary desires and setting things up for myself to reignite my passion. I started all of this and talk a lot about this early on in a video, which nobody's watched, um, about rediscovering my passions and rediscovering passion in general. And one thing I've noticed in my life over these past couple months is feeling this desire of wanting to find something that I want to just completely lose track of time over, or I want to just lean in and give not my full self, because I'm trying to also do this carefully in ways that I don't hurt myself mentally in the process, or spiritually or physically and all of that stuff. But I want to find that thing where I'm just like, I'm not, or I'm not waiting to go home, right? Or I'm not waiting to turn off, or I'm not waiting to be like, oh yeah, or like I'll do this and then be like, okay, I'm done. I want to find that thing where it's like, no, I want to keep going and keep doing and keep doing and keep doing. And so part of that is just being patient with myself and telling myself the things that I need to hear versus what I want to hear, and being honest with myself. 2025 for me is going to be the year of honesty, follow through, compassion, and 1 to 2 videos a week. Why? I wonder, I've always wondered why too everyone gets so bogged down with the new year or setting things up. For me, I think it's so much of this desire and wish to change and wish to grow and to have the sort of world around me reflect and represent that growth back to me so that I can see it. There's like a lot of the new year, new me, or this is going to be my year, and a lot of that rhetoric that is about making these changes or setting these things up that then ultimately fall flat, because change can be hard when it's done alone. Change is possible 100%. I fully believe people have the capacity and the ability to change, but it is this catch 22 of, the only person who can change me is me. No one else out on the outside of me is really going to promote or provide lasting change for me. I have to be the beginning and the end of that change. But also, change can't be done alone, because if I'm only focusing on the change for me, then it becomes vacuous or hollow in a way. Because if I'm only changing for myself, then really what's the end goal of that, or what's the sort of end to that? Because changing for myself to then be the change in the world that I want to see, or to be a better member of my community in whatever capacity, I think is a missing piece that a lot of conventional, but I don't even know, maybe I'll finish the thought, follow through. A lot of conventional approaches to the New Year's resolution mindset fall under, which is this hands free, hands free, hands free, hands free. I am obsessed with this. I'm so happy. Of this mindset of it being just for me, or I'm only working on me. I'm focusing on number one, which is good. And I think for people pleasers and people who have never had that time for themselves, to focus on that. It's good to have that balance, but answering, it's good to have that balance between focusing for myself over here, and then focusing for others and finding and striving to find that balance. I think so much times we are now in a world where we favor the self because of you can't fill from an empty cup. A lot of this conversation around that, around the self. But I think the missing piece is both of them working in harmony, is to fill for the self so that then I can fill for the community, whatever that community is, be it your friends, family, so on. Now to my next point. But maybe I'm also leaning into this rhetoric that everyone who tries to talk about, oh, be more kind to yourself or be more compassionate, leaning into the world is always this. The world is always so obsessed with XYZ. The world right now with New Year's resolutions, it's always new year, new me. But I think we are getting to a place in thought and rationale where we understand that there's more to that. And maybe that we're all aware of that already. And even still leaning into, I have lost the plot. Look, everyone, spiritual leaders, religious zealots, politics, all of these systems and structures around us are using and continue to use the January 1st as this reset or reimagine, or here's what the spirits, or here's what the planets, or here's what the universe is telling us about what this next year can be. And I do think all of that is good, and nothing changes if nothing changes. And how quickly can things revert and devolve because they fall into a place of comfort? Oh man. And comfort is good. It's good to feel safe. Comfort as a way of safety, fantastic. Comfort as a way of shutting yourself out. Not you. I don't need to talk at you, so I'll keep it on me. Oh no. Oh, I forgot my earrings. Oh man. This year's ruined. This year is ruined. Oh my God. No. Oh God. I forgot to put on my earrings for my YouTube video. God. So much of this past year of 2024 was this. I had a dream, or as I was falling asleep, I had this phrase that I was saying to myself where it's like, oh, it feels like I am a hoarder and I was living in the dark. Like I had no power in my house. And so I finally got power back to my house. So all the lights came back on. I'm like, yes, all the lights are on. And now I'm starting to look around and realize, oh yeah, but there's still a lot of a lot of stuff I got to go through. It's always a process, of course, and there's always going to be steps that need to be taken. And I wouldn't be able to purge the hoarding of my house without the lights being on. So the lights are on, but there's still a lot to be done. There's still a lot to purge, and it's still a lot to clean. Because I've noticed this year of 2024, I was becoming so abundantly aware of how much I had put myself away, hidden myself. I feel like a broken record because I've talked about this before, but now I am in the place where not only do I not want to do that, but I not want to do it, but I'm not going to. My follow through is stepping into the light, stepping into myself, whatever that is. And New Year's resolutions are all hogwash because it just puts this unnecessary pressure on yourself to get things done within the first 3 months of the year. And if you don't do it, then you're a failure. So there's that. But they're not hogwash. They can be, especially, again, if it's who are you doing these resolutions for? If fitness is your goal and you want to get hot, are you trying to get hot? Some rando? Some gym crush? Be your own gym crush. What are who are these resolutions for? Are you, yeah, if you're trying to impress other people or change something about yourself for someone else, it's always going to fail. And if you're only doing something to make yourself feel better, I don't know, man, get more creative. Like there are ways to grow internally to then throw it back out. So, and this may be wishful thinking, but this is the time of the year for it, right? I'll make a video on this later, but I've always kind of struggled with community myself. And so this may be that wishful thinking or a bit of that exuberantly optimistic of do these things for yourself so that you can then better your community. Well, it's easy for me to say as someone who struggles to find that community, or in the communities that I do exist in, I'm very much the like, or just like, I don't know. And part of my follow through is I could also ask the people that are in these communities with me, hey, what do you think my value is, or what do I provide to this community? And that's a valuable question to ask. Again, it's this hands free. It's this balance of yes, I want to be more self assured and self reliant so that I can be a strong node in the web of the community, an anchor point in the community. Strength for one so that I can have strength for many. And yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it for today. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I hope this new year is everything you want it to be. And I hope that you do the things that are necessary to get yourself there, because you can do it, because I can do it. And if I can do it, so can you. Be sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, you'll see me. You're going to see a lot. You're going to see a lot of me. Okay. Ta ta. Bye bye. Rip the cat. Cat sweater. Cat sweater vest.